In today's video, we are going to be looking at scenarios where we're adding and subtracting numbers in scientific notation. So let's take a look at the first scenario. It says a water park has pools, slides, and rides that in total make use of 6.1 times 10 to the 7th gallons of water. They plan to add a ride that would make use of an additional 6.3 times 10 to the 4th gallons of water. Use scientific notation to express the total gallons of water made use of in the park after the new ride is installed. So these, remember, whenever we add or subtract numbers using the shortcut in scientific notation, we need to make sure the exponents are the same, and these are not the same. So I have to adjust this 6.3 times 10 to the 4th. In order for that exponent to catch up to 7, I have to add 3 to the exponent here, but I can't just do that. I have to also move the decimal 1, 2, 3. So I have 2 empty hops. I fill those in with zeros. Now I have a number. I can use that shortcut to add with my first number because they have the same exponent. So over here, I'm going to add 6.1 times 10 to the 7th. And over here, below it, I'm going to add 0.0063 times 10 to the 7th. These line up nicely, so I can just add them without using a calculator. 6.1063. And then remember, you keep the power of 10, so which is 7. Okay, you don't combine those. In this case, our units are gallons of water. So it's good to know how many, what units you're looking at. All right, so that was an addition problem. Let's take a look at our next scenario. All right, so let me make this a little bigger and move it over. Yes. Okay, this one keeps following me. I don't want it to follow. There we go. All right, the approximate areas of Florida are listed below. How much larger is Florida? Express your answer in scientific notation. So again, this is the bigger one. I'm going to have to subtract this number if I want to know how much larger. So in this case, we're going to subtract. Okay, now I can't just subtract. I got to adjust my exponents and decimals. So I want the 4 to catch up to the 5. So I add 1, and I move this over 1 to make it smaller. So then my new numbers are 1.7 times 10 to the 5th, subtract 0.242 times 10 to the 5th. Okay, because I moved my decimal to there. All right, subtraction, I usually use a calculator. 1.7 minus 0.242, and I get 1.458. 1.458. And again, you keep the power of 10. In this case, we're talking square kilometers. And it is in scientific notation. Okay. Let's look at one more scenario. Ooh, we got negatives. The size of a cell is typically found by capturing an image under a microscope, then using software to measure its diameter. The two cells are measured using this method. What's the difference between the diameters of the two cells? Express your answer in scientific notation. Okay. So the difference, remember, means subtract. Okay, I'm going to subtract. In this case, this is the bigger one. Just be careful with the negatives. -2 is bigger than -3. All right. Remember, when I add 1 to this exponent, I got to move this decimal over 1. So my numbers are going to be 5.02 times 10 to the -2 minus 0.479 times 10 to the negative 2, right? Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. And I move this decimal here. All right, again, subtraction. I'm going to use the calculator. 5.02 minus 0.479, and I get 4.541. 4.541 times 10 to the negative 2. Okay, in this case, we're talking about centimeters. Now, remember, this number is in scientific notation. If I want to write it in standard notation, I would have to take my answer and move the decimal over. Okay, so if I'm going negative 2, I'm going 2 to the left. So it would be 0.04541. That's in standard notation. Okay, some questions might ask you for scientific notation or standard notation, and just at the end, you would just have to move the decimal based on the power of 10. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and always remember, whether you're solving for X or Y, always give math a try.